So this channel is about becoming the best version of you, but in order to do that, you have to let go of past versions of you. And I don't think people realize that when they're trying to like go on their self-healing journey or whatever. Like, that's the hardest thing you have to do, is let go of other versions of yourself. Coffee, yes, pronounced like the drink, and welcome back to my channel where we talk about how to become the best version of you, and we also become the best version of ourselves together. Since last week's video was so involved, and by involved I mean it took a month to make, I just wanted to chat human to human, if you know what I mean. Also, side note, I changed my part to a middle part because, not gonna lie, I saw on TikTok that people were telling me that I was old because I had a side part. So I was like, I'm gonna try the middle part of it because I'm basic. Anyway, I love it. It's cute, right? I got little buns. I feel like such a young, hip, I feel like an influencer. So a lot of you already know, but when I graduated from school, I decided to move from Virginia to Los Angeles to pursue my dreams. And at the time, I didn't know that was the reason that I was moving here. I just knew I didn't want to be in the cold anymore. Turns out the universe kind of had some things in store for me to figure out. I was thinking about that journey and thinking about how I am a very type A person. I'm a self-proclaimed perfectionist, and I have really high expectations for myself. And I'm not talking about coming from the place where I know my success is inevitable, because that is a place and I am there and I know my success is inevitable, but I'm talking about coming from the place where I have these expectations that are sometimes unhealthy, especially when it pertains to my career. But when it pertains to my career, I really have to analyze, are those my expectations, or are they the expectations that I've perceived that someone else has put on me and have adopted them? I know I'm not the only one who struggles with this. For example, I know that I want to reach a certain level in my acting career and in my career in the entertainment industry, and I want to do that for me, but on some level I also want to do it so that people back home know that I can, or like, I don't know, I feel like when I decided to make this big move to LA, everyone back home is like, oh, she's gonna be a big star, and then, oh, she's really gonna make it. And sometimes it comes from a place of genuine support, but a lot of times it comes from a place of, I feel like they're watching to see if I fail. I really hope this is cohesive. And this is probably completely untrue, because the people who care about me are going to support me no matter what, and the people who would be the ones who are watching to see if I fail aren't the ones in my life, so it really has no weight. Or it shouldn't have any weight. But to me, I've kind of adopted those expectations, and I'm like, I can't fail because these people are watching me and they expect me to be a huge success. When we put those unrealistic expectations on ourselves and from other people, even if other people don't even have those opinions, we just think other people have those opinions and expectations. We block ourselves a lot. You might feel creatively blocked because you can't get past like fear, and fear is a big thing for blocking. And we block things that are good for us in our career that we want to come into our lives because we're scared and because our motivation isn't coming from the right place. And so, I don't know, I was just thinking about how important it is to do things for you because it's right for you and because you want it. And that's such a simple concept, but a lot of times we do things for other people and we think it's for us, but it's not. It's gonna be smoother and more fulfilling if it is for you, and if it's coming from a place of gratitude, and if it's coming from a place of love instead of fear and expectation and kind of this either or mentality. What is meant for us is meant for us. And the things are going to come into our lives when they're supposed to. When we're at a place in our lives for that to come into our lives, it's going to no matter what. So putting the sphere in front of us and moving forward with our lives with the motivation of expectation is only going to slow us down. Expectation is like a bunch of rocks. Expectations from ourselves is a rock. Expectations from our family is a rock. Expectations from our friends is a rock. Expectations from our colleagues and peers is a rock. And expectations from whatever you think the general consensus around you or opinion of you is another rock. And that's a huge one too. And expectations from people that you might not know that you think are judging you is another rock. And so when we have all of these rocks and we put them on our little backpack of life, we put them in our little backpack of life and we start walking towards our goals, it's gonna slow us down because we have freaking tons and tons of weight on our back in the form of expectations. It's a metaphor. Get it? But it's so important to release those because most of the time they're self-perceived expectations. And like, also, who cares? Because they're not living our lives. And if we mess up, we mess up. But you can't really mess up because you learn something. You learn something in every single action you do, whether it's perceived success or perceived failure. It's time to start releasing the rocks of expectation. It's time to start releasing what you think people think you should do. It's time to even release the expectations that you have for yourself. Because honestly, like, life is fluid. There's more life paths than the one that you're trying to force yourself in. Okay? You have this whole big world and so many different ways to reach your dreams and your goals and find your life path, and your life path can change. If there's anything I've learned in the past 5 years, it's that I'm going to change as a human being. And some things are going to change with me and some things aren't. And I have to be okay with changing, and I have to realize that every time I change, it's for the better. You know, like, I am not the same person I was 5 years ago. I'm not even the same person I was last year. Okay, I have transformed and molded and moved into a different version of myself. And the expectations that I had for myself 5 years ago are nowhere near my sphere of consciousness now. It's for the better. Like, I am happier than I've ever been because I've found a way to step into my power. And a lot of times we say step into ourselves and our identities, but I'm stepping into the comfortability of changing my identity because I want to. So this channel is about becoming the best version of you, but in order to do that, you have to let go of past versions of you. And I don't think people realize that when they're trying to like go on their self-healing journey or whatever. Like, that's the hardest thing you have to do, is let go of other versions of yourself and let go of the expectations that those past versions of you had for you, because you change every moment. And honestly, like, people who have these expectations of you have expectations for the you from a year ago, or the you from a week ago, or the you from 2 days ago. And like, 2 days isn't that much time, but still, like, you change in micro increments. So those expectations don't even apply to the current version of you. And that's like a really cool thing to think about. I don't know, that's something that I've thought about, and it's helped me let go of those expectations, and it's helped me realize I'm flowing. I'm flowing through life, and it's really cool to do that because you discover so much about yourself and you discover so much about what's possible. Hint, anything is possible. Just saying. That was a little chat. Yeah, so thanks for chatting with me today. This was a real low-key video. It wasn't me preaching at you or anything, but just chatting. Just having a little talky talk. if you liked this video or want to continue this conversation, let me know down in the comments, like this video, subscribe so we can have more conversations. And you know, my DMs are always open on Instagram at Courtney A Coffee, TikTok at Courtney A Coffee. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great week, and I will see you next week. Bye!